Hey, I'm Geoffrey Semaganda, and I'm the founder of the Action Wealth Academy, the Actionable System, and the Actionable series of guidebooks and training programs that works with individuals and companies really everywhere in the world. And the whole purpose is to help them to be the very best so they can become more competitive, because the world is becoming much more competitive than it was some time ago. So the strategies that we give you is to be better tomorrow than you were today. Also, we're going to teach you about business, how to create multiple streams of income, because I know that you can never achieve financial security if you put all your eggs in one basket and just hope nothing is going to happen to that basket by actually having one income. We know the wealthy are wealthier because they have multiple streams of income, but there's a strategy to it, and there's the right way to do it. And the final part is how to take your income, the money you're generating, and make it work for you, because if you don't put money to work, it's impossible to achieve the security that you're looking for, financial security, I mean. At the same time, you need also to protect it. And because there's so many people who are rich yesterday and poor today because they learn to generate an income, but don't learn to protect it. Not because we're going to take it with us, because we're going to use the money and the power comes with it to go and make a difference. Give us a voice to go and make a difference in the world. Create foundations and programs that can go on to make a difference in the world well after we've left this planet Earth. Now, this particular short video, I'm actually recording it because I was talking with a group of people, and the topic I was promoting my book. As you know, I've written my latest book is Financial Literacy for Teens and Their Parents, and that book I go around speaking to parents and teenagers as a partnership for both to work together, because the future of our kids really will depend on the ability to understand money, how to manage, but most importantly how to make money. They have to learn how to make it first, and then they learn to manage, and then learn how to multiply it and learn how to protect it. Because today we're living in the world where things are very competitive, that our kids will stay in our homes. They won't leave homes until 40 years or more, purely because the world is really different. So we need to raise them by understanding the learning from us, the parents. So I was talking, and one of the parents asked me a simple question and said, "Listen, Geoffrey, I've been struggling to manage my own finance. How can I teach my kids?" Because I made a comment and say, even though our children, they get influenced by what they see on television or what they see they learn from their peers. But the bottom line, the majority of the stuff they learn from home. And what they learn from home will impact them much more than what they learn on TV or what they learn through their peers. So it's important that for you to remember as a parent, they don't do what you tell them to do. They do what you do. And he asked me, "Geoffrey, where do I start? How can I start managing, learning how to manage my finance when I can't even teach them to manage their finance, when I can't even manage my own? And I've been trying, I don't know where to begin. It's very difficult for me to do. The subject I find is very difficult to work with." And when you talk about kids learn from what we do, how can I go on to do the right thing so they can learn the right way from me? Well, it was really kind of a challenging question, because to be fair, I also have a teenager, and I have a 9-year-old now. She just turned 9 yesterday. And one of the issues I tend to face is that how do you keep doing the right thing? You see, one of the things I've used for years, and I've given this as an idea that you can try out, is by really using your credit score, your credit report, to teach yourself how to manage your money. Because people ignore how important your credit is. You see, today, it's very difficult. You're making it difficult for yourself if you don't really keep an eye on your credit score. Now, I know as entrepreneurs, sometimes it's the list you're going to worry about. You don't think about bills because you've got things to deal with. Now, I understand that. But if you pass that stage of, having a tunnel vision type of focus, so you ignore everything else, you focus on that, because now you reach the stage, you've gone through that stage, you need now to manage, you're starting to create wealth. you have to learn to use other people's money. And to use other people's money, they won't give you the money if you can't prove to them that you're actually very good at managing your own. So they use the credit reference agencies to find out, one, if there's anybody has money to trust you with money, and if they have you kept up with the agreement that you agreed with those lenders, and how much amount have they given you, and I mentioned how much credit do you have, and how much of your credit are you using, because if you're using everything you're being given, then obviously they can't give you anymore because they know you really don't even have enough. And so you need to look at these things to learn how to manage your money. So what I suggest, you go and get yourself a credit report. I think in the UK, I don't know, in the US you get it for free by law. I think you're entitled to one, I think. I read it somewhere. But in the UK, you can get it for like £2. You send a check of £2, you can get one. Or you can subscribe online. They give you 30 days free trial. That allows you to look at your credit report. You'd be amazed what's on that report. And don't get me wrong, it doesn't mean you never become successful if your credit is bad. I remember years ago reading that Warren Buffett didn't have a good credit. As a billionaire, didn't have a good credit. So it does not mean because you have a good credit, you're financially okay. But it just means that in this stone age where you might need to go and buy a car on credit, you might need to go and buy a house on credit, you might need to go and even to get a job nowadays, potential employers will look at your credit to see how well you're managing your personal finances, and if you have a lot of debt and you're missing small payments, they start to question what you say in the interview. I'm this guy responsible, keep an eye on everything else, and they start to wonder whether what you say and what you do are two different things. So you might actually fail to get a job because you have bad credit. So keep an eye on that. If you want to hire a car, you might need to have a good credit, and there's so many different things you need to think of. So credit is important, and I've seen most of us ignore our credit score. We think it has nothing to do with it, but really when you look at your credit score, your credit report, it's going to really scare you that your mobile phone shows up how often you're paying for it, because that's credit. Your current account is showing up, every single agreement that you have. You might find that you have some really crazy payments that causing you issues just because you completely ignored them, or you missed them for some reason, or you didn't think they were that important. Or you went to hire a car, for instance, and use a debit card, and the car rental company went to do a credit search on you, and because you thought they won't, because you're using a debit card as to a credit card, which basically means that becomes a search, and the more searches you have, the really lower your credit rating. So the point I'm making here, I'm not here to teach you how to manage your credit, how to improve your credit report, but what I'm saying to you that by you looking at that report, you'll keep an eye on your daily basis of managing your money. You will look at stuff you've been spending money on, and you'll be wondering, what am I doing? So it's a process, one of those options that will help you to really not only start managing yourself and get yourself access to cheaper finance, access to cheap finance, but most importantly help you to overcome certain issues, and it help you to every month to look at what exactly came in, what came out, and remember, people are looking at your ability to manage your money, and you need to be able to do technically the same thing. So that's one of the things that I suggest. Use it, try it out. Because everybody has suggested who really never cared about their credit report, they start looking at it, improve their credit score. It tells them that they manage them, because you can only have a good credit score when you're managing your finances well. You're managing your bills, you're paying them on time, you focus on how much money coming in, how much goes out. You need actually to understand that sometimes you need to have a lot of credit, spend less which is available for you, than to improve your credit over a period of time. You can go and Google how to improve your credit rating. You can find a lot of good videos. Don't spend too much money on this stuff. Get your own credit, start asking questions, call the agencies and tell them what you have to do to start working on improving your credit. It will help you to show you and teach you these good financial habits habits. And in the process, your son, your daughter is watching, can have this particular conversation. You can maybe show them how the credit system work. Because if they learn that, they start to think about themselves, how to manage their own money and the benefit of having good credit. All these things basically do count. So my message today, apparently, first, work on your credit, improve your credit, learn how, go on Google, learn, buy a report, take a course, learn, because it will save you lots of money when you're buying a house, when you're getting a loan, when you're buying a car, when you're getting a job, so many different things today. People now depend on your credit. And if you ever want to marry my daughter, I know they're still kids today, but if you want to get involved with my little girl, I will basically check your credit, my friend. If your credit is bad, I'm questioning how you're going to be able to, you can't manage your finance, how you're going to be able to manage and take care of my daughter. So, I know you have to take care of each other, but I'll be questioning your intentions basically as a man. Now, don't get me wrong, if you have bad credit, we might have a different conversation, because I didn't have bad credit, good credit. Didn't really care much about credit. I was so busy, the last thing I worry about is to pay bills. I was so much concerned about investing in my future. So you could be in that situation. If you come and explain to me that's the case, yeah, maybe I can give you a bit of a break. But until next time, this is my message. Use your credit to help you understand how your future will be like. Protect your money, manage it well. Your kids will learn from there. And I think it's a starting point for the future. Until next time, you take care. God bless. Bye for now.